you guys? So good to be with you once again, making nice meals at home, easy and cheap. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for telling friends. I'm seriously seeing our account grow, and I'm glad that the people interested in cooking easy meals at home are increasing and growing. Now, I would like to send shouts out to people in Indonesia. Yes, one of you wrote and commented that you are also listening and watching. It's just that your numbers are too low and you're not reflected on the dashboard. That is why I never send shouts out to you. But I'll send out shouts to one particular person on that. But before we go any further, I just want to let you know that we are going to be making banana cakes. Remember, our season of harvest and ripening of bananas is still on, and while they are ripe and ready, I want to milk that cow and make as many menus as possible out of it. So today we are going to make banana bread, and I'm just going to show you what is going to help us come up with that bread. Now, special thanks go out to Taramati Mohammed, Ann Kashi, Dan Batarigaya, My Home Cooking Recipe 7839, Fan Milo La Akinyamni. I know that one is my Nigerian friend, Minecraft, and Harris Williams, and the Indonesian family that has not yet shown on the dashboard. Thank you so much for watching. And the men, your numbers have grown and you're reflected on the dashboard. Thank you so much for subscribing and telling friends. The returning subscribers, the current subscribers, and those that are just watching and yet to subscribe, you're very much welcome. Now let's start. What is going to help us make these banana cakes is bananas, and we are going to use some butter. My ingredients may seem more just because I've doubled. I'll use some eggs. I'm also going to use some sugar. I'm going to use some vanilla essence. That is just to flavor, and baking powder and baking soda and salt, and 3 cups of flour. Some milk. This will help also with the baking. Now let's get started. I'll first of all peel my bananas. These have to be really ripe so that you get the sweetness out of them. As you can see, mine are really soft and ripe, ready to go. I'll use, because I need 3 cups of bananas, so I'll blend the bananas first until I see I have 3 cups. 3 cups because those will help me be able to make the cake, the bread that I want. Even when they are overly ripe, do not throw them away, because you can still use them to make yourself different things. I'm making banana bread. Yes, banana bread. And I'm thinking about 6 or 5 bananas will help me get the 3 cups that I need of the bananas. I'll weigh I'll measure the bananas just to make sure it's 3 cups. I don't need less, I don't need more. I just need exactly 3 cups. So I'll start off with 5 bananas just to see whether the 5 will give me the 3 cups. Like I said, if you don't have the measuring cups for baking, You can use any cup as long as you stick to its measurements. In that, if you're using a particular cup at home, if it's the one you're using, you just have to stick to it when you're measuring the flour, the sugar, and everything else. Now, I've got 6 bananas for now that I'm going to blend and see how many measurements come out of that. And I could use this masher. It could do the job because my bananas are ripe. I could use a fork, so if you have a fork you can use any of that. I'm just going to use the blender just to be fast. Finish blending my bananas. I'm going to measure them to see that they are making 3 cups. Now my 3 cups will be up to here, so I'm looking at pouring and getting up to 3 cups. If it is not enough, I've got to blend more bananas until I get the 3 cups that I need to make my cake. Now as you can see, I don't know if you can see from there, but my cups are not yet 3. I'm going to add some 2 bananas just so I get 3 cups. And I'm going to add to my banana mix. Topping up just to make 3 cups. I'm about to get 3. It's amazing. It's exactly 3 cups. Now that will go on the side, and then we'll start off with our dry mixtures. I'm getting my dry ingredients, which is the flour, and I'm going to add in the baking soda. This is a teaspoonful of baking soda. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to mix this together. Now once they are well mixed, I'm going to sift this. The reason we sift is we don't want any crumbs, any impurities, in case your flour is not properly stored or the packaging wasn't right. If you sift, you'll be able to get yourself some clean mixture here. half a cup in a new container. I've finished sifting my flour. That is half a cup. You can use margarine if you don't have butter. You will still get a nice banana bread, sorry. Now that's half a cup. I'll also put 120 grams of sugar. Or you can use 3/4 of a cup of sugar, but it's actually still the same thing. That is half at 120 grams. Now I'm going to beat this butter until they have mixed well. Then I'll add in other things. Now the essence of this was to mix it well. Now I'm going to put my eggs. Remember the 2 eggs we talked about? Time to introduce them to the rest of the ingredients. Now I normally like beating my eggs in a different bowl because in case there are any shells that have fallen in, you don't have to go fishing to get them out. And after you've beaten them, you can always add them to the other mixture. Now you whisk and then put them to the mixture. Now time for me to add them to the butter, which is the sugar and butter mixture. I'll slowly pour as I mix. I don't actually need to even blend, but I'll mix it for just a short time. Now I'm doing this at a very low speed, not high. Once you're happy with your mixture, then you can introduce other ingredients. Now I'm going to bring this and add it to the banana and the flour. You can use a spatula to scoop out all your mixtures, or you can use a spoon, whichever you have that has always worked for you. Otherwise, it's best if you use a spatula. It would help get to all the corners and leave no ingredients in the bowl. Now we are going to avoid over mixing of our dough because we don't want it to turn out hard. We want to be able to get that nice and soft banana bread. Now I've poured my butter mixture with sugar. I'm going to add my banana mixture. But while all this is going on, I've turned on my cooker, my oven, to 175 degrees Celsius. For those of you who are using degrees Fahrenheit, use 350. It should be able to get your cake ready. And once you've preheated, we need to also grease our pans. But that can wait. At least if you have your oven ready, that will be good, so that your cake doesn't sit for long and doesn't go in when the heat is not right. Now remember, we have milk as well that we have to add to our butter. This is about 2/3 of a cup or 1/3 of a cup, or you can go ahead and use 260 ml of milk. And then I'm going to put also a teaspoon of vanilla essence. Now this is optional for those who don't want to use vanilla essence. It's optional. I'll add some to my mixture. These are more of slight folds. They are not, you don't beat the butter, you just fold gently until you see that your cake mix is mixed really well and the ingredients are all over the bowl that you're using to mix, and there are no crumbs. I'm just doing gentle folds, as you can see, guys, and ensuring that there are no crumbs. So that means you fold everywhere in your bowl. And then I'm going to add my vanilla essence, a teaspoon. Like I said, that is optional, but I love the outcome when I add it to my banana bread. I keep on saying banana cake. I think we should be making ourselves a cake one of these days. Now when you're done doing this, you can add some chocolate chip in there, some chocolate chips if you have, and I'm going to drop in a few so you see how they turn out. This happens when you've finished. I'm going to use just a few. These will also help with the color when I slice my banana bread. That will do. You can go ahead and use as many as you want. I'm just going to show you that you can use also the chocolate chips and still get yourself some colorful and tasty banana bread. Now, I've used just a few because I don't want to overlap my banana cake. Remember, it's a banana cake. That's why I didn't use the cinnamon. I didn't use the nutmeg. It's a banana bread. So the main thing here is bananas. That's why I'm not overlapping it with so many other flavors that I could use. Now I'm done mixing my butter. I'll let it sit as I oil my pan. I have here 2 pans. If you have the loaf one, yes, this will give you the nice bread you want. But if you have a bigger one, it will still do. So I'll oil both pans so that I don't overfill my trays. And using my fingers just to ensure every corner is oiled. Stick on the walls. You can use anything to smear or butter your tray, I like using my fingers because those would ensure that every corner is touched and there is no corner left untouched, because then I can feel that I've not been here before and then ensure that everywhere is nicely buttered, making it easy for my bread to get off when I'm baking. Now, the reason why we preheat our ovens before we finish is just so that when we put our bread inside, it does not sit and become hard. So you do that before, so that by the time your cake goes in, your bread goes in, that time that we say the bread should stay in the oven is maintained. It's to right away start baking, not to heat the oven and get started. The process starts immediately. Now, if you have a cooker that has a timer, you're going to put it on 1 hour to bake. But if it doesn't, if your cooker does not have the timer, you should put it in and keep on checking after 1 hour, and then put a skew in there just to make sure that when it comes out dry, your bread is ready. It will look like a cake, but trust me, it's bread. My kids argue on that one, but it's bread, guys. Now I've finished buttering. I'll wash my hands and then we can put the bread. Now I'm going to pour the butter into the flour, the dough into the tray. I don't want to overfeed it. I think that would be enough. And then the rest I'll add to the other dough, the other tray that is also buttered. And together they should give me nice loaves of bread. Now you do the old trick of heating it on the floor so that it can set, and this is ready for the oven, guys. Now I'm putting the rest of the butter in the big loaf tray. I just got an idea of sprinkling some cinnamon on top, just for color and for flavor. Guys, do not do that. Remember, the star of the show is bananas. So don't add anything else to your banana bread, so that you can be able to taste the bananas when they've baked. Otherwise, I just got myself an idea of adding cinnamon, or sprinkling cinnamon on top, because I've done bread before where I sprinkled I sprinkled cinnamon on top. They turned out okay, but they were not banana breads. So if it's banana that you want to taste, do not sprinkle, guys. Keep it banana and just enjoy bananas. I just sprinkled a few chocolates because I know they bring excitement when you're cutting or slicing or biting, and you bite through some chocolate chip. Other than that, I wouldn't have added anything. So if you don't have the chocolate chips, it's okay. Go ahead and make yourself banana bread. It will still be delicious. Now we are going to bake at 175 degrees for 1 hour. Or depending on your oven. If your skewer goes in and doesn't stick, then it's good to take out and you let it cool and serve. Now, time for me to put in my oven. Time for me to bake and wait for 1 hour. I'll set my timer to 1 hour, and once that hour lapses, my bread should be okay, ready to serve, ready to enjoy. at 175 degrees, guys. Has gone off. Time to check and see the cake or the bread how it's doing. Now because I had set it to 1 hour, I'll just get it out and let it cool for about 5 minutes. Then I will be able to, as you can see, the bread is ready. Time for me to put it on the rack and let it cool before serving. I'll put my rack over and then just flip. That should make it easier for me to take out. Guys, you see the chocolates? The chocolates have melted. My banana bread is just cooling now, and I have to flip it over so that I can cool it on top. I don't want it upside down, but it doesn't matter. You can This is the bottom bit of my banana bread. I want to get it flipped over so that it can be on the other side, on the top bit. So I'll use a plate and flip, then flip it and leave it on the rack to cool, and that would be my banana bread. But I'll also have to do the same to the other one, which came in the loaf. So I'll make room for it here and put it over so that it can also cool on the rack. If you can see how it came out, the chocolate in there, it's just drizzles of chocolate. It's not overlapping. Remember, it's banana bread. So once I've let it sit and it has cooled, I'll slice it up and serve. You can serve this with custard, or just enjoy it with your tea or milk or juice or water, anything that you have in the house. I'll show you how it looks inside. Now I'm going to try and slice through so that you can see how it looks inside, and you can go ahead and choose whether you want yours loft like this one. Trust me, many people won't believe it's not bread, it's not cake, but remember, it is bread. It is not cake. It looks like cake, but it's bread. We always argue at home about this, but for you guys who have been watching, I know you understand it's bread. So I'll slice up and you see how it looks. You can cut off the edges, but mine is still hot, so I'm supposed to let it sit before actually dealing with it, because it's still hot. As you can see, it is very hot, but ideally this is how it looks inside. It's banana bread. Because it's hot, I don't want it to give up on me because it's very soft. Guys, this is how it would look inside when it has cooled. It now belongs on the rack to cool down and lose some of the heat. Otherwise, inside you can see it's got bits of chocolate, and this, guys, is delish. For those of you who want to use the word, it's delish. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Until next time, God bless. Bye-bye.